This is the scheduling PowerPoint that students saw in school, the 8th graders in their social studies classes. Now, what we did is we broke up into different classrooms. So I'll just introduce you to the folks as well. Mrs. Frontino, one of our counselors, she has all the students. Last name's A through I. And easiest way right now to get a hold of us folks is via email. We're doing a lot of scheduling work. Working on VOTEC interviews myself. So sometimes the easiest way to get a hold of us is via email. Evenings, that sort of thing. It kind of gives us the flexibility of when to call back. We're pretty busy during the day, and we know you are too, so sometimes email, especially in 2018, works a lot better than other forms of communication. Again, I'm Dave Lindenmuth, and I have students J through Q. And I also have all VOTEC students, all students who in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade attend VOTEC, or the Franklin County Career and Technology Center. And then Mrs. Dubs has R through Z last names, and her email address is up there as well. So Mrs. Luffy is our building principal, and Mr. Miller is our 9th grade principal. He's our associate principal, and he handles all 9th graders and 10th graders. So also good contact information, for either of those folks. So here's our timeline. Originally, we were going to go into the classroom on February 7th. However, that got changed due to snow. Students go in and they do their schedule changes. They make their schedule requests, should I say, online, and that's available for students and parents to make, change, and review up until February 19th. That's the President's Day holiday. So when we come into work on the 20th, we'll close off that option, the request tab there on the Home Access Center. So preliminary schedules will be available at the end of school year. So students will leave school in May with their preliminary schedules. And I say preliminary because we've got a couple things that go on over the summer. The big thing is in July, we get the Keystone scores back. And Keystone scores can affect placement, not just for 8th graders going to 9th grade, but for 9th, 10th, and 11th graders as well. And sometimes that means shifting around who's teaching classes, how many sections of which class are available, so on and so forth. Another thing we do over the summer is balancing. So when we first run the schedule, we may have a chemistry class with 33 kids in it and another one with 18, and we'll go through and we'll balance those out. There's always a chance that we'd have a retirement or a resignation over the summer, and there's always a question of would we rehire somebody to fill that position. So there's different things that can happen over the summer. So we'll continue to play with the schedule, but regarding the major course requests, they should remain the same. The periods may very well change. So any schedule changes requests must be completed at least 1 week prior to the first day of school. That last week that we work over the summer, we usually start in, counselors, we start working the last week in July. But that 1 week prior to the first day of school, we really need to get away from the schedule changes, since schedules were to be completed in February. And we need to move on and do other things, enroll new students, get class lists together, and help teachers get ready for the first day of school. So a couple survival tips for 9th grade. We have agenda books for students. Home Access Center looks exactly the same as it does in middle school. Same password, everything there. We have report cards every 9 weeks. We have midterm reports at the halfway point. We also have parent conferences at that halfway marker, so 4.5 weeks in each marking period. We have peers that provide tutoring during flex. We have juniors and seniors with the National Honor Society. We also have homework helps after school, different subject every day of the week, and that is those homework help sessions are run by teachers in those subject areas. And also we communicate a lot. All our announcements go out to students via their school Gmail account. So it's important to check that often regarding announcements, deadlines, pretty much everything, class schedules and whatnot. So in order to graduate from Shippensburg High School, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Students need 4 credits of English, and you would earn a credit by taking English every year for 4 years. Students would earn a credit by taking an 18-week course. We're on block scheduling. We'll show you some information regarding block scheduling in a few moments. Social studies 4 credits, math 4 credits, science 4 credits. Students would get the wellness and fitness credits there. They would get the credits by taking a half-year wellness fitness every year. Students also need a half credit. They need to take an art class. They need to take a technology ed class, so like production technology. We called that woodshop when I was in school, engineering and design. We also, students can also take computer applications in our business department to fulfill that requirement. Family consumer science for a half a credit. Electives, that's anything else. If you take an additional social studies or math, foreign language, band, choir, anything else that the school offers. They need to pass the Keystone exams in Algebra 1, Biology, and Literature, and get a grand total of 28 credits in order to graduate. Students can earn 8 credits a year. 8 times 4 is 32, so there's a little bit of a wiggle room in there to get the 28. Okay, so your 9th grade core courses are Mastering Literature, that's our English, a math course, either 1 or 2, science, U.S. history, wellness fitness for a half credit, family consumer science also a half credit course. Now I recommend that the students take an art or tech ed course in their freshman year. It gets them a start to fulfill those elective those requirements in the art and tech ed area. But also we have a lot of art and tech ed courses for 9th graders that are prerequisites for other courses down the road. Our computer app class, students need to take that before they take the web design. A lot of kids like to take the web design class. So there's a lot of advantages to taking the art and the tech ed early on in your high school career. Okay? We have 3 different levels of 9th grade English. Okay? So Mastering Lit, Academic, or I call it College Prep Mastering Lit, or the Honors Mastering Lit. So those classes will already be pre-scheduled onto the Home Access Center for the student. So those recommendations are comprised of 3 different things. Number 1, we look at prior test scores, because at the end of Mastering Lit 2, students will take the Keystone Mastering Literature Keystone exam. We also look at current grades, so current 8th grade grades for students. That factors into the course recommendation. And once we've run those numbers, we have a very high bar for the Honors Mastering Literature. And so we look at the prior test scores. Actually, the state comes up with some data for us. And we look at that. We look at the student grades, and we make recommendations. Honors, Academic, or Mastering Lit. We forward those recommendations to the 8th grade English teachers. And we ask them to see if anything would be a little out of whack or out of line. Maybe a student should be bumped up a level. Maybe a student, due to poor homework completion, poor attendance, would really struggle in a more difficult class for those reasons. So we're comprised of prior test scores, current grades, and teacher recommendations. So that's 9th grade English. Okay, the honors, they're very selective. We use the PSSA, other standard test scores, teacher input, current grades in the 8th grade English and Language Arts class. Social studies classes will match your English recommendation. So if a student has Honors Mastering Literature, they will have Honors U.S. History. If they have Academic Literature, they'll have Academic U.S. History. There is a lot of reading and there is a lot of writing in the social studies courses in 9th grade. So that's why they mirror the same level of the English classes to match that level of English, of reading and writing that we have across the board in the social studies and the English. Okay, so you can see that the PSSA and the Keystone test and doing well on those tests are a big benefit for scheduling, especially if you wish to be in the honors courses. For say, We use the PSSA reading scores for English placement, of course the Keystone score in Algebra 1, and the PSSA in math if the student has not had Algebra 1 quad as an 8th grade student. And PVAS, your Pennsylvania Value Added Assessment System, science predictors to use for the honors biology placement. So you just want to make sure you're wide awake and ready to tackle those exams on those days that they have them at the middle school. Okay, so our math sequence, some students may have had linear in 7th grade. Some of them may have had Algebra 1 linear equations in 8th grade. If not, you will have it in 9th grade. And here is the math sequence. We go from linear, Algebra 1 linear, to Algebra 1 quadratic equations. Then on to Algebra 2. We also have an Honors Algebra 2 for students who really excelled in quadratics. Also geometry of an honors level. And then we have Algebra 3 and Trig, pre-calc. We also have a math modeling, a statistics course. We have a AP, Calc, A, B, and BC. There's plenty of math options, but here are these items here will get you through 10th and 11th grade. Don't want to expand on the others at this point in time. But students will be recommended, 8th grade students going to 9th grade will be recommended to take 2 math courses their 9th grade year. So for instance, if a student has not yet had Algebra 1 linear, they're still in pre-algebra in 8th grade, they will take Algebra 1 linear equations in the fall. They will take Algebra 1 quadratic equations in the spring. Okay, so for instance, a student who is taking linear in 8th, they would take the Algebra 1 quadratics in the fall, and then Algebra 2 in the spring. So 9th grade students will always be lined up to take 2 math courses. Likewise, in the science area, the most difficult 9th grade science class is honors biology. And we actually have the bar set higher for biology, honors biology, than any other course in the 9th grade. So students would take honors biology in 9th grade. These are typical students who typically have the honors math and the honors English recommendation for 9th grade. They've done very well in their 8th grade science courses. So the next option for 9th graders would be honors Earth and honors environmental science. 2 different courses. They're each 9 weeks long, so that'll get you a full credit. 9 weeks of one, 9 weeks of the other. And this will be honors Earth and environmental science. And those classes, actually, really the environmental will help you for when you take biology in your 10th grade year. Okay. Usually students who have one of the recommendations, like an honors math, but not the honors English or vice versa, will end up with the honors Earth and environmental recommendation. And then we have an Earth and environmental science, a half credit each. Okay, it'll add up to a full credit of science for your 9th grade year, and that's your basic 9th grade science there. So those are the science options. Again, for the honors biology, recommended for both the honors Algebra 2 and honors Mastering Comp. Looking for 95 or better average so far this year in 8th grade. Okay. Then the PVAS predictors, very high to get into the honors biology. Those students will take honors environmental science then in 10th grade along with chemistry. So you still need to take the environmental science. You'll just take honors biology first. Okay. And there are the options then for 10th grade. So if you took honors biology in 9th grade, 10th grade, you would find yourself taking honors environmental science for a half credit. And then you could choose to take either chemistry for a full credit or honors earth science. Okay? And then for the folks who did not have bio in 9th grade, for 10th grade we have bio. And we also have an honors biology class just for 10th graders. So other options there down the road. Okay? So we talked about math, English, social studies, and science. And nice thing about 9th grade is you get to select which electives you would like to take. We have everything from foreign language, art, tech ed. We've got a ton of agriculture ed classes, band, choir, business, tech ed. We'll go through the list. So quite a bit of electives. The only elective that I really warn ninth grade students about taking, and I'll give you a general rule regarding this, foreign language, Spanish and French. We have those available for ninth graders. We have a lot of ninth graders who take first year of a foreign language. What I would look for is if your son or daughter is recommended for academic or honors English, give you the green light to take Spanish or French. I worry a little bit with the general, the plain old mastering literature, and those students taking Spanish or French. If you're having trouble identifying noun, verb, adjectives in English, it's going to even be more difficult then to do that in Spanish, and that's all part of the Spanish 1 and the French 1 courses there. So that's the only one I'd really warn students think twice about before taking. If you have honors English or the academic, I'd say you feel comfortable to go ahead and take that there. Okay, so we have required classes in ninth grade, and then we have electives. So required already on your schedule, okay, placed on there, a combination of 8th grade teacher recommendation, test scores, current class work grades in 8th grade, the English, most likely 95% of the time 2 maths, U.S. history, a credit of science, your half credit of wellness fitness, and a half credit of family consumer science. So then you get to choose the electives, and that's what students work on in February, putting into the system. They request, would they like to have band? Would they like to have an additional social studies course? We've got a couple of those, maybe computer apps, art, ag, whatever that may be. So in 9th and 10th grade, our goal is to get students competent math, English, biology, pass the keystones, have those math and writing skills to be successful, whether it be out in the workplace or on to college, trade, technical school. And do a little bit of exploration with the electives. Come 11th and 12th grade, more heavy with the electives, maybe a class at the university, maybe VOTech. But for 9th grade, a lot of all the major subject courses are prescribed ahead of time. Now, if you have questions, why was my son or daughter recommended for this English class or this math class, check with the 8th grade teacher regarding that. If you have questions regarding what does that recommendation mean in 9th, 10th, 11th grade, down the road, give one of us a call, give the counselor for your student a call or an email, and ask that to the high school folks. So why was there a certain recommendation? You can send that the way of the 8th grade teachers, and then what does that mean in the future? You can ask that question of us. So we're on block scheduling. So what we do is we have 4 periods in the day. Okay, we have 4 periods in the day. We have a flex period, very similar to the WIN period at the middle school. But for instance, this is a mock-up schedule. I got a few of these. This student has marching band first period. Okay, so that's what they do. This side here is the fall. Okay, this side is the spring. Okay, so they have marching band first period. It starts in August and it goes to January. At that point in time, marching band's over. The student gets a final grade and they get 1 credit for marching band. Spanish, second period. Okay, we have the flex period, mastering lit, third period. And then I had trouble breaking the bubble down here, but let's say earth science for 9 weeks, and then environmental science for the second 9 weeks. Okay, those courses end. It's January. We've already earned 4 credits, and we continue on from January till the end of May, maybe June, depending how many times it snows. And this student has what we would call a skinny. This is a half a period long. So concert band is only a half a period. It goes for about 45 minutes. This would be period 1A. And they have Wellness Fitness 9, if you can read that there. That's 1B. So 2 skinnies. So this concert band would be worth a half a credit. Wellness Fitness 9 would be worth another half. Here we have Honors Algebra 2, second period. We have U.S. History, third period. We've got a 9-week Tech Ed course, fourth period. So this would be a half credit course, goes from January to March, and then Family Consumer Science from March to the end of May. So there would be your spring schedule. Students get a half a credit for that, a half, so that'd be a whole, 2, 3 and a half, and 4. So a total of 8 for the year. So that's a typical schedule. Here's another look. This student, for instance, does not have band. They have Algebra 1 Quad in the fall, Algebra 2 in the spring, Media Arts, popular art class, Engineering and Design. There's a Tech Ed class there, and the other courses as well. Here's another one with Linear and Quad, Spanish, just a slightly different arrangement. But that's what a high school schedule looks like on the block schedule there. Older brothers or sisters, older friends at the high school, this has not changed in many years. So as far as flow of the school day goes, you can check with them. No big changes there. So one of the popular questions I get from parents, 8th grade students, they want to know, will my 9th grade schedule for my son or daughter set them up to attend the VOTEC, Franklin County Career Technology Center, in 10th grade? And the question is yes. Any schedule that we set up a 9th grader with allows them to attend VOTEC in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade and graduate on time. Okay? The key is to passing all your 9th grade core courses in order to attend a VOTEC. We do have interviews for VOTEC spots because we don't have unlimited openings in the different shops. We look at grades, attendance, and discipline closely. And we also look, does your shop meet your career goals? So do you know what that shop actually is? Is it going to meet your needs down the road? So that's a very popular question I get. Another popular question is, yes, some classes are worth more toward GPA, your grade point average, than others. So, an A for most classes is worth a 4. Okay, so if you got all A's, you'd have a 4.0. However, we do recognize that there are classes that are much more difficult at the high school. So what we do here is we have level 1 courses, and those are all of your advanced placement courses, AP courses, advanced placement. Those are college level courses taught in the high school, and they follow the AP curriculum. So you should be exposed to the same information if you have AP biology in Shippensburg, Los Angeles, Texas, New Hampshire. And at the end of the year in May, you would take an AP biology exam, and that would be the same as all those students across the country would be taking as well. So AP courses, students can start taking those in 10th grade. And then you've already seen on the previous slides there, we do have honors level courses for students in 9th grade. So there's plenty of honors options for 9th grade. And what happens with these courses is a level 1 course, an A is worth 4.6. So we take that 4, we take it times 1.15. So, an A is worth 4.6. Okay, those would be AP classes. And your level 2 classes are weighted by 1.1. So an A would be 4.4 in like an honors algebra 2, honors biology, etc. there. I guess all the counselors at the high school, we're very excited about working with your kids. We're excited that we work at Shippensburg High School. I think I can say that for our principals as well. We enjoy working there. It's a great school, and we look forward to having your kids in the fall. I just remind you that the website for the guidance department is excellent. We have links to, of course, the link to this video. There's links to all our PowerPoints. There's links to our scheduling guides. All the handouts that we give our students during the scheduling period are available on the website. Okay, so the dog can't eat it, can't leave it in your locker, all those sorts of things. All our scheduling materials, all our scheduling items are online. When your child gets to 9th grade, all our VOTEC information's online. VOTEC has an excellent website. Then you get junior, senior year scholarships, college information, all that stuff that is online. Hey, these students are definitely in the technology age, more so than a lot of us are. So that's where they look for that information. So always your first stop, whether it be for scheduling, financial aid, college, scholarships, transcripts. Check out our website. It's a really nice place. I hope you found this informative, and we hope to see you in the fall. Hey, take care.